Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopefully elect. Spell Ari with the Pittsburgh GMS camp. Coming at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachah HaKodash. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. Alright, in this lesson, I basically want to go into being content with the things that you have. Okay, and I try to go through the spirit as much as possible, okay, when dealing with different things. And the Lord had me in a situation where, I kind of felt it, according to my mind, best to leave. But the Lord had me stick around, okay, with an individual just to kind of hear their story. And, it could turn into edification for the body, Lord willing. All right. And basically, I was talking to this guy, man. He's an older guy. And, back when I first met him and he was talking about certain things, I noticed that he was very busy doing a lot of, just doing too much. Okay. There was a different situation. He's a senior citizen. And there was different situations he was facing where, he's just causing trouble. He lives in one of those income-based places. He's making trouble for the manager. He's saying everybody discriminating against him. And, he's quote-unquote trying to make the property look better. He's painting stuff. He's throwing away the old chairs because they too old. And he's buying new chairs. Just doing too much, now. It's nothing wrong with if you have permission, to do those things. But he was just taking a lot of things upon himself and doing a lot of complaining, calling the police on people, because somebody stole the chairs that I bought, and whatever the case is, somebody stole this and stole that, and I want to become the new manager of this apartment. Salakia for going all into it, but there's just so many things that he was doing. Okay, come to find out is he was telling me, now. He's facing an eviction notice for this apartment that he was living in, And, I'll get to the point. I'll quote a scripture. The scriptures say that, that having food and raiment, we should be content therewith. Okay, so basically, we can't, we're not, the Lord's telling us not to be too greedy over the things that could be, because the thing is, and there's a saying in the world, the grass is always greener on the other side. Well, this is true. Okay? It's the lock key for my allergies. Every time I get in the car, the grass is always greener on the other side. And I'll go into the story some more, right? He, like I said, he's getting evicted from this place. Let me get my phone away from this heater, just in case it's getting evicted from this place. And they're going through with the eviction. And he was looking for somewhere else to live. And right now is one of the worst times to try to move. Rent sky high. There's an increase homelessness. And he's income based. On SSI. So it's even harder for him to find a place that's accepting people right now. And he went to the place and he didn't like it. When he came back to the place where he's living, that he's currently getting evicted out of, he said, "Damn, this place is much better than that place." And a lot of times we can find ourselves guilty of always looking elsewhere to say this will be better or that will be better than my current situation. But a lot of times, which I ain't even gonna say a lot of times, the Lord put you in a situation that you in. Now sometimes it's His will for you to be in another situation, out of that situation, okay? But sometimes that situation is there to be your test, or to be a part of the test that you are going to go through in this life. You see, because even Paul spoke about having a thorn in the flesh, right? He said he had a thorn in the flesh, the servant of Satan, to buffet him, and he prayed that the Lord remove that thorn from his flesh, whatever it was, and the Lord didn't answer him. Okay, and Paul gathered by the fact that he didn't get a response, that it was the will of Yahweh Shai to keep him with that thorn, whatever it may have been. And sometimes brothers have a thorn, so to speak, okay, that they dealing with, and it's the will of the Lord for you to deal with that thorn, okay, and to be content with your situation, okay. Sometimes brothers, might have a job, okay, that ain't the greatest job, but it's consistent. You know what I'm saying? It's you may have two people in the household that's making money, and your job may be enough just to cover what you can cover, and the other person in your household, with your wife or whoever, can cover the other half. You know what I'm saying? It may not be ideal, okay, it may not be the greatest, because as a man you want to be able to do certain things, all right, but for whatever reason the Lord got you in that situation. You know what I'm saying? And, you might get with another job, not to say that you shouldn't try to go for something else if it makes sense, but you might try to do too much to go look for another place. And it's like that damn light was all in my eyes. And that might not be the will of the Lord for you, man, and it could go south. You know what I'm saying? That's not to say you shouldn't step out on faith, but the point I'm making is, you might get there and it'd be something wrong there too, okay? And that's why I went back to what I said about the grass is always greener on the other side. You may have your woman, and being in this flesh, she may not do things perfectly how you want them to be done, or even you could say according to how we know that things are supposed to be done in the spirit. Okay, knowing the order of a man and a woman, right? And so you might be like, oh man, it'd be better if I had me a Edomite, or it'd be better if I had a woman of another nation, and then you mess around and leave the woman you got, get another one, and then that damn woman's twice the demon, or 3 times the demon, that the woman that you had was. Okay, and then you begin to realize, well, my last woman didn't do that, and she didn't do this. You see what I'm saying? The grass is always greener on the other side until you cross that threshold, and then you realize, well, damn, I should have just been content with the thing that I had, okay? Because the thing with Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is, we're going to be tested, okay? And sometimes brothers can mess up an okay thing trying to search for this dream thing that you may feel like is going to, alleviate the stress that you might be going through. All right, when in actuality, like I said, the Lord may have that set up for you, okay? So brothers just have to, really consider that, okay? Consider that, Look at everything objectively, okay? Is the thing that you're dealing with, whatever it is it really that bad, okay? And if you feel like it's that bad, all right, look at the other options, okay? Really objectively think about everything. Think about the path that the Lord set us on. Are you truly going to find the thing that's going to alleviate your stress in this world? Or is there always going to be something? Okay? Yahweh Hashem Yahushua has set up our pathway very clearly. All right? The scriptures say what? You're walking on this narrow path with a deep water on the one side and a fire on the other side, right? And there's only one path in between that water and that fire. Okay, so this is your rite of passage. Okay, such is the case with Israel. Is what it says in that precept, right? A man cannot inherit the things that are in that good city unless he go through the troublous path. All right, so whatever you might feel like you might change about the path that you're on, okay, or think you're going to find a better situation, the Lord is a way of making his word true. Okay, and what he's going to do is he's going to change something else. Okay, the Lord could like I said, you could do something and feel like, oh, I'm going to change my situation. Then the Lord could just let you catch hell in another aspect. All right? You're not going to escape the curses. All right? And you're not going to escape if you're a part of the elect, you're not going to escape. Look at Jonah. Okay? Jonah tried to get away from what the will of the Lord was. And when he was catching all type of hell, the damn boat he was on was getting tossed to and fro. All right, he got thrown in the belly of the well. All right, and then eventually he had to go do what the Lord wanted him to do anyway. So if the Lord has it over your life for you to catch hell, you're gonna catch hell, regardless if you switch the type of hell that you catching. The hell's gonna be caught regardless, man. You're gonna get them spiritual hands at the from Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. All right, you might well just go ahead and take your spiritual fade, all right, and just go ahead and hope that the Lord don't beat you to a bloody pulp, man. And I'm speaking to myself first and foremost, man. Sometimes we go through things that make us wish that things was different, because of how stressful they can be. But then we have to remember, like, this is what the will of the Lord is for me. I did things worthy of this outcome that I'm receiving. Then you have to start thinking about, well, is it really that bad? A lot of times it ain't as bad as you think it is. Okay, it could be worse. And one of the things that you can end up learning is how worse it really could be if you try to make your own, pathway. You see, try to make your own way of salvation. You can find out real quick. Especially if you put somebody else at jeopardy. I had brothers give testimonies of being with a woman, and for example, and she was in the truth. She wasn't that bad off. You know what I'm saying? But then the brother, decided because she wasn't perfect that he would leave. And then the next woman he got with, was a demon. You know what I'm saying? And if that brother watches this video, I ain't saying no names or nothing. So Salaki for using your example. But, it's just something that I think about in my own life, because the Lord has a way of giving you what you want. You think you want that. You'll find out the hard way that ain't what you wanted, right? So, hopefully the point has been made. We have to be, the scriptures say, with having food and raiment, to be content therewith, all right? Sometimes you got to look at what you do have and appreciate it. Okay, because you never know what you have until it's gone for real, And that little beater car that you got is making it from point A to B, but it got issues here and there. If you the weather get down to 9 degrees, you're gonna wish you had that car. You're gonna miss that little beater, right? So hopefully that that lesson was edifying, man. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushua by Shem Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, the great millstone, peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopefully elect. With that, I want to say Shalom, my Bible ball. Shalom.